He thought he could bury me, but the earth had other plans. My name is Dr. Mira Holt, a mineralogist who lived for the pulse of ancient stone. For 14 years, I built a life with Julian, my husband, whose silver tongue could charm a boardroom or break a heart. We were partners, or so I thought, until he left me to rot in a collapsing mine, his betrayal colder than the rock entombing me. It began with a find, a load of dysprosium and terbium, rare earths buried in the Bitterroot Range, worth a fortune. My nights were spent decoding geological maps, my fingers tracing veins of possibility. Julian, the dealmaker, saw only dollar signs. "Let's scout it together," he said, his smile too sharp, like a blade hidden in velvet. I packed my field notes, he packed a bag that sagged with intent. I should have asked what weighed it down. We drove through dawn-lit pines, the mountains looming like silent judges. The trail to Blackthorn Shaft was steep, a 2-hour climb to a mine I'd flagged years ago. My heart thrummed with anticipation as we entered, our headlamps piercing the damp gloom. The walls sparkled with dysprosium, a glittering promise. I knelt, scraping samples, lost in the science, when Julian's voice cut through, low and strange. "Mira, over here." I turned, my light catching his face, eyes glinting like a predator's. "What is it?" I asked, unease prickling my spine. He stepped closer, his hand brushing my arm. "You're everything to me," he lied, voice soft as poison. Then he pushed. My body hit the rock wall, breath knocked out. I screamed his name as he bolted, and the mine roared, a controlled blast of stone and timber sealing me in. His voice echoed through the dust, "You belong with your rocks now, Mira." Darkness swallowed me, thick and merciless. The cold wasn't just the mines, it was Julian's truth, chilling my core. 14 years of shared dawns, quiet fights, and fading promises, all leading to this. My flashlight flickered, my water bottle nearly empty. I clutched my samples, proof of my work, and fought the panic clawing my chest. Then, a glow. Not mine, but a faint lantern light. A figure emerged, lean, weathered, with a salt and pepper beard and eyes that held storms. "Stay calm," he said, voice steady. "I'm not your enemy." His name was Gideon, a hermit who'd haunted these mountains for years. His worn coat and tethered knife spoke of survival. "I saw him set the charges," he said. "He meant to kill you." "How are you here?" I stammered, gripping my flashlight like a lifeline. "There's a hidden shaft," Gideon replied. "And a way out. But it's brutal." He'd lost his brother to these mountains, a cave-in that drove him to solitude. He'd overheard Julian's plan, seen the rigged explosives. "The air's thinning. We need to go." We ventured deeper, the mine's air sharp with copper and decay. Gideon's camp, a cave with a rigged stove, stacked cans, and a rope bed, felt like a sanctuary. Over a flickering fire, he shared his loss, his voice raw. "I stayed to outrun grief. Then I found you." We moved at dusk, threading through jagged tunnels and a subterranean stream that roared like a beast. Gideon's calm words anchored me as we squeezed through a suffocating passage, my lungs burning. "You're not alone," he said, his hand steadying mine across slick rock. My samples, sealed in a waterproof pouch, became my talisman, evidence of Julian's crime. After hours, we reached a crevice where light bled through moss. I stepped into the sun, the air alive with cedar and hope. Tears stung as I breathed free. Gideon stood beside me. "You're back," he said, his voice a quiet vow. In Pine Hollow, we stumbled into a cafe, the TV blaring Julian's crocodile tears. A tragic collapse, he told cameras, his face a mask of sorrow. I couldn't save her. Rage surged. At the sheriff's office, I laid out my story, the samples, Gideon's witness, Julian's damning words. A screen showed his forged claim to my find, filed as my widow. The showdown was at Blackthorn Shaft. Hidden in the pines, I watched Julian pitch to investors, his lies polished. Then I stepped out. His face crumpled, eyes wide with dread. "Mira," he choked. "You tried to bury me," I said, as deputies moved in. But truth doesn't stay silent. He was cuffed, his scheme exposed on live feeds. Later, by the mine, Gideon met my gaze. "You're tougher than stone." I smiled, lighter than ever. The institute named the lode Holt's Crest. Gideon stayed, teaching my team survival skills. One night, under a starlit ridge, we shared tea, the future open. "I'm here," he said, "if you'll have me." I nodded, my heart cracking free. The mine had tested me, but it gave me back my voice, and someone who saw it all along.